What do you think happens when we die, Keanu Reeves?
I know that the ones who love us will miss us.
I'm not a fighter, I'm a lover.
I don't know, no, because if you're a lover, you gotta be a fighter.
How so?
Because if you don't fight for your love, what kind of love do you have? No.
How do you do to manage the ego?
Oh, for me, I just, I know I'm a pretty simple guy. Ever since I was a young kid, I wanted to act. I started professional acting when I was 15. I've been really lucky to have the chance to have a career. And I don't know, I just have always tried to keep it simple.
One day you decided you wanted to be that kind of person.
I think it's just in my nature. I had good parents. Yeah.
That's important. And let me ask you something, because when you started acting, the first movie, and maybe you didn't know you were going to become such a famous actor, in that moment, you were sure you wanted to be so recognized everywhere, knowing that you weren't going to be able to go out without having your picture taken?
When you start out, you just, especially whenever you start out in something, you have hopes and you have dreams. For me, it was just getting the chance to act, and I knew I wanted to make movies, and I knew I wanted to go to Hollywood to be in films. I think because I grew up in Canada and Toronto, those were the movies I saw. And I wanted to be telling those stories and to be making those movies, and so. I tried to make my way there, and I got in my car when I was 20 years old, and I drove to Los Angeles, and I had been working. I got an agent, but I didn't know. You can never know what your life is going to be, and so I don't know. Again, I just kind of feel grateful to be here.
In the first day of work from a new movie, are you still nervous, like the first time?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's a weird thing. It's like nervous, but so excited. And, over the years, with experience, you feel like you do your work and you come prepared. But there's always the excitement of, if we're doing a scene together and we've rehearsed, but now it's the first time that we go, and the director says action. It's exciting. You don't know what's going to happen, which is pleasurable. I like that.
But I believe chemistry is very important in human relationships. Does it happen that you arrive and you don't feel the vibe with the other actor or actresses?
If you don't, it's not very enjoyable. But then something can come out of that you didn't expect. Especially, if you're playing lovers, that's a, disaster. But you're a professional, so you still perform the role, and I've never had that situation. I've been really lucky to really connect with the performers that I've had the chance to work with,
Do you see yourself in the future, like maybe, okay, one day I will retire? Or do you see yourself maybe with 68-year-old? Playing a grandfather?
I hope I get to be 68 years old and playing a grandfather in an interesting way. Hey, granddad, how's it going, kid? Let me tell you about life.
Who is your best critic, the person you trust?
Who do I... I have a few friends whose opinion I really respect. It's not that my other friends I don't respect, but it's, I don't know, who would I have a friend of mine who I met on a film named Alex Winter. We did a film called Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and we've been friends, since. And, if he sees a film and he's like, well, I like this and I like that, or I didn't like this, I didn't like that, I feel I usually agree with him. Yeah, I actually go to the movies. Yeah. I'll be in Los Angeles, and sometimes I go to the afternoon movie alone. I like, sometimes when you're not working, you want to relax and visit friends and hang out with family. And but on those days where it's like, I love going to the cinema with friends or by myself. And but then there's also, like a great night. Like I remember I went recently to Gravity with a friend, and it was a packed movie theater, and got the popcorn, and the screen is huge. It's 3D. It's a great night out. People are excited. I love that experience. I love going to the movies.
When you travel, do you like traveling alone, going with friends? What are your favorite destinations?
I haven't been on many. I've been to some incredible places, like exotic places to me, that I went to that was very special. Was a country called Bhutan. That was extraordinary. And let's see, in traveling, it's great to travel with friends, and traveling alone is okay when you're on a motorcycle. I like the motorcycle.
You love motorcycles. And what's your upcoming project?
I just finished a film called John Wick in New York City. I played an assassin, which was, I'm hoping that it's a really good movie. It was a very interesting character, John Wick. And, he was married, kind of a normal guy. His wife passes away. He doesn't understand. He's in grief, and things happen. And, he ends up, we end up discovering another side of John Wick, the assassin side.
Okay, so sometimes you may spend 1 or 2 years filming.
Yeah.
And then arrives the moment to listen to the critics and listen to the audience. When a movie is fantastic, like Matrix, everything is okay.
Sure.
But when it doesn't, what do you feel? How do you take it?
Oh my gosh, it's horrible. It's terrible. Yeah, you hope that people like the work that you're a part of and that you do. For me, it's even tougher when you have and this hasn't happened a lot, but a couple of times where you have a great, a hope. You go into making a project and you're like, okay, and then it doesn't turn out as well as you hoped, and that's a disaster. But yeah, criticism's tough. You hope that people enjoy it,